and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the poke chair under it. Scroll down, look at the poke chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lesson.
Young TV.
And you see, there's where they shot this was in my father's studio. See, that's Jacob and Jazzo, and Jay-Z right there shaking hands. There's this right here.
Where's Jacob?
Hold on, let me. I gotta go back to it. I'm trying to catch it. Like,
What is he wearing? He wearing the namus?
This is Jacob right here. That's Jacob.
Okay.
The one wearing that.
Yeah.
That's Jacob.
Yeah.
You see them? That's Jazzo again, and them holding my pop's picture. This video is public. It's on YouTube. It's called the Originator video. Y'all can all see it for yourself. You see Jazzo standing there in front of the masjid, in front of 717 Bushwick Avenue, Nubian Islamic Hebrew Mission. Y'all see this? It was a movement. He was a part of it. You see my pop's picture again.
Yeah. And that ain't no picture you accidentally put in no video.
Hell no.
It's a rare
You don't accidentally.
picture to begin with.
You see he got a fez on, and Jay-Z, that was Jay-Z in the video with him. This is Jay-Z right there.
So what happened, Jigga? What happened, 21 Savage? What happened, Shaya? What happened, Sean? Where everybody go? What happened? And was it money? Was it the money? Was it the riches?
Money.
Was Nas right? Right? And when Nas was like, is he Dame Diddy, Dame Daddy, or the dumb Dame, or a Dame Dummy? Right? What did he try to say? Who is Diddy? What, listen, all of this has been, and now it's all coming around.
Yeah, Nas, I don't think Nas was in the community, but I think he was somebody that read the
That's what
book.
I'm saying. Yeah,
If
he
you
witnessed it. He was
if
there.
you was in New York, then my father's name was big in New York. Everybody knew the Nubian Islamic mission. Everybody knew about the Ansars and stuff. The only Nubian brother out there that actually speak Arabic, that got people learning Arabic. You know what I'm saying? So he was a lot of people knew, you know what I'm saying, who he was. It wasn't, and then in New York, it was a big movement where it was like, supporting your own people. Black people was really on the rise back then. When you look at a lot of music back then, a lot of them was speaking about more conscious stuff, you know what I'm saying? And now you see they ain't no consciousness, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it definitely has a lot to do with reprogramming the minds of the people.
Exactly. That's what we wonder what happened. Where all y'all go? But it was money. It was the riches, right? And Jacob, you went to the feds. That's what's so crazy. You went to them and was like, I know how to take down my father. This is what Sheriff Seals was saying and the FBI was saying on the ID channel documentary. They said, yo, Jacob came to us. Don't that sound familiar? Judas went to the soldiers. All right. He went to the Roman capital. All right. And was like, yo, we know. I know how. I know where the Jesus is, or I know where Asa is. I know how to take him down. And they paid Judas, but after Judas got paid and saw the gravity of it, according to that story, biblically, Judas was like, he ain't want the money no more. Crazy
I'm
how a
about to
lot of
say,
y'all who turned on Pops, you didn't want the money after he was locked up. It fucked with your soul. Everybody who recanted their statements, you was having nightmares. You was getting visited by all kind of beings you didn't even know was here. They were showing you hell. They were showing you where you would be. You know what I mean? Where your place was going to be after you cross this threshold. And it's still spooking you out how you didn't even know that side of this realm existed. You thought, in a way, you read what and where is hell. All right, you thought hell is all in the mind. Listen, I know them beings visited you and showed you. They said, when you leave, this is where you'll be. This is what they showed you chained up. They said they showed some of y'all hung by your nipples. They showed some of y'all covered to your neck in feces. I know they showed you, and you was it spooked your soul out, and you went to recant your statement and say this never happened, and your soul you became at that point already one of the residents of Hades, all right, or Jahannam, or the lower worlds. Why? Because when that time comes, you're gonna know that you betrayed innocent blood. And when you know in that moment of you crossing that threshold, you betray innocent blood, all right, the gravity of death is too heavy. You can't ascend. So some of these people thought if they recanted their statements, it could clear their soul. Okay? Same way it was said that one of the brothers who participated in what was called the coffin spell or the casket spell that they were doing to try to keep Pops in prison, all right, or to lock him down or to get him taken off, right, or removed. Okay? One of the brothers wrote a confession letter, and that confession letter was explaining all of this stuff, okay, and then he died afterwards, right? And it is getting on people's soul. So this is what Pop said. Listen to what the type of voice is moving right now. This is what Pop said. Listen clearly. He said, for your own soul. He said, I love y'all anyway. He said, for your own soul, you should want to clear this up. This is what Pop said on record. I'm going to have all of this documented. He said, for your own soul, you should want to clear this up and say he didn't do any of this stuff. And when I posted that video on my page, what did he say? He said, those people tried to come and tell those people we were lying. He said, but they didn't want to hear that. He said, we just want to take his land. Okay, why is he still saying that 21 years later, 22 years later? Why is he still fighting and still working on getting out? And all this is coming around now. And look at all these people now. Now you're hearing from Uma. People didn't want y'all to hear from Uma. Now you're hearing Faise talk. All right. You with me? And much respect to the brother Young Elder for walking out, you know what I mean, knowing that these people will get the shooting soon as they see you come with the truth, and you still did it. You know what I mean? We still walk out, still speak the truth. I told you, Instagram, none of these things, they never had any reason to shadow ban me, okay, other than the fact that I was pushing for Pops. That was it. There was no reason for any of these other conscious leaders to walk away from me other than the facts that I was pushing for Pops. When you do that, that's when they send all of the Agent Smith constituents and replicas against you. Right. Me, that's the only reason. Other than that, you know what I mean? If I sided with Pharaoh or Young Pharaoh, who's called Young Pharaoh, Marshall, or Brother Polite, okay, spell it Polight, as it's supposed to be spelled. So that you remember, we talking about the lesser light, the poor light. Okay? If I was aligning with him, then everybody would have supported me. They would have put me up on a pedestal, gave me a face on a Mount Rushmore with all these other conscious people that are. That's why I said don't associate me with them, because I'm not supposed to be associated with them. Okay? All of them people are Amberlight. And they don't rock with Pops, and it all slighted him in their own way. And it's all coming out. You with me? It's going to be clear. Like I told y'all, people are going to know who that is. All right? The story will be told. Okay? All of the truth is going to come out, and Pop coming home. It's not over. It's not over. No matter what they're trying to convince themselves, it's not over.
Recanted statement, the part where I talk about how everybody who quote unquote their kid was claiming to be molested is the same people that committed fraud against his properties or just land grabbing in general. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff need to be exposed. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they cleared my father's name, they said that he didn't do it, but yet they still holding his man in prison for nothing. But and the reason why is because, of course, a person like him is worth a lot of money to be there, and according to their, you know, their system. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think about his bond compared to some regular ass nigga bond.
Yeah.
You know,
And that
as for what he said, how about this? My father was a master builder.
exactly.
Tell me anybody else who built a Nubian nation for our people other than him. I don't see, and then gave them their own
Yeah.
land. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about master builders. He was a master builder. Let me see y'all build something for y'all people.
Let's say it. Let's go there. Our own land, our own
Let's
language.
be for real.
Let's go there. If you were really on
Glad.
Tamaray, here's how you know I was there. Okay.
Don't tell
We
me
had our
that
own.
these
Listen.
niggas, let's be for real. These niggas they penny pinching when they
Mm-hmm.
knew damn well my pops had the bread literally to build a whole organization, not even for build a whole land, 475 acres of
Yep.
land to build and then give it to the people. Gave it to them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then on top of that, right before he got incarcerated, a lot of people don't even know he purchased 625 acres right across the lake. A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
So technically, it was about to be over 1,000
Acres, and that's
acres.
all you need.
It was about to be over 1,000 acres that was going to be documented in his name. And once you got 1,000 acres of
Acres,
land,
you can
you're
succeed.
able to change the
Yeah.
map.
Yeah.
You're able to change the map and say, this right here is our land, our property, our this. So
Yeah.
they knew he was a dangerous person. Technically, before, when you start really researching all the way far back, a lot of people's ancestors had over 1,000
1,000
acres
acres.
of land.
That's why they said
That's
it.
why
That was
that's
the
why
trick.
they don't want people to find out about themselves or find out about their history of their own ancestors. When you start doing that real research, y'all will start to realize that y'all owned a lot of land and they took y'all shit and threw y'all in apartments.
That's what the trick was, Uma. Push the concept of 40 acres in a mule so that people would settle for them 40 acres.
Yes, for the
Now
minimum,
they
when
never got
y'all
that.
was worth way more.
They never got them 40
How about this?
acres.
My this from my mom's side. My granddad owned 1,000 acres in Michigan. It was in my stepmom, my step grandmother's name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now she, when they found out about that, she went missing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So these people are very well aware about certain families that have like once you have a certain amount of property, you become a problem. You become a target. So this is why our people, they need to wake up. They really need to wake up. This too, like a lot of people here in the Americas, which I don't know is most of y'all came from royal bloodlines. Most of y'all did. And when the invasion started happening, they started protecting the royal families. And this is why a lot of y'all still here to this day, because y'all family was protected. Y'all need to do y'all research on y'all family, find out what y'all own, where y'all own things. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, their whole purpose was to take out y'all whole lineage, including, you know what I'm saying, whatever is still standing to this day.
Exactly.
Y'all really need that. This is why I always tell people, yo, research your history, find out who you are, where you come from, find out what's attached to your name, what things that y'all had before, because the reality of it is it's an open book. Y'all can reclaim y'all stuff. When all of our people start reclaiming their land and everything, man, it cripples their system. So this is very important for us to do this. You get what I'm saying? When I went to Sudan, I mean to Aswan. When I went to Aswan, I asked them, I said, what is this right here? It's a big lake right here. I said, what is this? They were like, oh, that's the Aswan Dam. It happened in the 1960s. Pay attention to this. That's around the same time invasions was happening and stuff, and they were slaughtering people around the world, right? The 48 Nubian villages underwater in that area, in that region. You get them? A lot of y'all family bloodline ties could even be underneath that water. There's a lot of stuff they don't want y'all to know. Y'all got to really pay attention. That's why I said, people, please Do your research on the history of your family, your bloodline. And even when they say it stops right here, no, it doesn't. Remember, when you're doing that those genealogy charts, a lot of those genealogy charts, they tell you only when they started recording y'all as slaves.
Yeah.
So pay attention to that. Yeah, y'all, we were out here way before they were. The documentation they was gonna do against my pops, Paramount, you see that shit is null and void.
Yeah, we ain't going for that. I remember
no,
Eli.
it's not happening. They
Yeah,
already
Eli
know
York.
it's not gonna
Eli
happen.
York brought that to me. Let me tell y'all something. We're gonna do a documentary.
And somebody asked, what was the name of it's called the Aswan Dam. It's called the land, and when you go there, the people tell you it's called the land of the gold. This is where true Nubians come from.
Yep. Media
where
man.
they actually have Nubian language, and Nuwapic also comes from there as well, where the women walk around in saris that look like the same things these Indians is wearing, but that people don't know that culture was stolen from over there.
Mm-hmm. And more people are talking about that now. More people are saying that certain civilizations or villages were put underwater,
Yes,
or literally covered up.
literally,
all right,
on purpose.
If you were able to go down there and see them, okay, and dig up some of the things now, this is gonna take a good luck doing it now, okay. You know what I mean? That's why people saying they'll hit the lake and a boat will just go down out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Was the ones that taught these uncivilized creatures.
Exactly. So let's go to Pocahontas. Let's play, and let's find out, what do you mean by this Pocahontas story? Okay, about this John man coming and his people, and they talking about they're savages, right? Remember that? They had a song, Savages, they're savages, barely even human, okay?
When you
and
read
the savages,
the grim story of Pocahontas, she died of he gave her a disease.
Smallpox.
She died of an STD.
I think it was smallpox, something it was something like that.
No, the village died. No, what they did was they gave them blankets full of smallpox.
With the shit on it.
Right.
Yeah, they gave them blankets full of smallpox. But she was transported. Homegirl was transported to Europe and all these different locations, and
Graceland, England.
she died of an STD.
Right. I didn't know that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, syphilis. Like these people, these dudes, they were making whoopee with animals, bestiality on the boat.
You gotta think about it. They was going extinct a couple of times. They were going extinct because even in Europe, they even made it illegal for men to have sex with men, because that's what they were doing. They were having sex with each other to the point where it wasn't creating children, which you see is happening again right now. She was the heir to the land.
Yeah, just like you.
She was the matriarch, shall I say?
Damn, I might have just figured out who you are, because all of this is the same story. It's just happening again. Uma, you might be Pocahontas, and you got a certain listen, I'm telling you, and you got a real decision to make. And I think what's happening is showing forth what decision you have been making leading up to this decision, because Jacob approached you. A lot of people, they wanted you to work with the feds. They wanted you to collaborate with John and them. You know what I mean? They're trying to do it again.
Up there with actual documentation and proof of stuff. They took that shit down before the morning is up.
Yeah,
and we was up there for 3 hours. We was up there right before I got up. Right before. Yeah, and we was up there for 3 hours spitting some true stuff with facts, with documentations, actual facts. He even said, don't even trust. He told me not to trust his sister. You know what I'm saying? So I already knew from day one he was already obviously training me, because it's clear as day. When I start to see how things unfolded, yeah, it's clear as day. Unfortunately, we had a lot of greedy people that just wanted money, and they was willing to sign any dotted line so that they get a check. So it's real sad, but that constitution does not stand for Nubian people. It stands for them. So when you wondering why they out here slaughtering Nubian people, like, their rights is being violated, because them rights, when they wrote them, Abraham Lincoln had no intentions on making it for Nubian people, period. And I'm reading up on that stuff now. So
that's what it. If you there's the 13th Amendment, they had a whole documentary on it also, right? You go look into this. Yeah, they say, yeah, we'll let you free, okay? Even though it's not saying we'll let you free, we'll change your location, okay? Meaning, Yeah, you can now you're not in this condition, okay? We're just going to translate you, okay, or transfer you into a different type of servitude up under our state, okay? Why state don't have anything to do with where you're located only, okay? It's also talking about a condition. Why I say listen to the words location and listen to the word condition. So they say the state of this place, the state of Georgia, all right, the state of Alabama, the state of Florida. No, these are locations that have a condition, meaning in these parameters, this is how people think. In these parameters, this is how people are operating. This is how people are doing their works, okay? So they say, yeah, we'll give you freedom because you're dumb if you think you're free, all right? But we're going to put you on paper as still wards or property of the state.
Don't have fur. There's a big difference between, you know, your hair, which is 9 ether hair that grows up towards the sun, and 6 ether hair that grows down to the ground, which is fur. It's a big difference. We have 9 ether hair. We are 9 ether beings. We are the sun. We are the sun people, period. You know, we are the like you said, melon dominate people. These are melon recessive people that y'all see that have been claiming y'all land, have been claiming everything that belongs to you. And we're allowing them to do it because they start, their whole purpose is to, when they start this, they start by indoctrinating your children in these schools. Notice you said that it was a Mukasu or a Tamahu or an Amorite that was there teaching you history. Notice you, when you went growing up in their school systems, there wasn't no black person teaching you history.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the Lakota tribe. When you look up the Lakota tribe versus the United States of America, which is a documentary, y'all could research it. It's called the Lakota tribe versus the United States of America. They show you how they took everybody down piece by piece on that documentary. So I definitely recommend people to go research, you know, the Lakota tribe versus the United States. And as a matter of fact, they have won plenty of times, taking the United States to court over land. And they have a land that, you know, they've been fighting for, even still to this day, that they're fighting for, called the Black Hills. And they said that this is sacred grounds that belong to that belongs to their ancestors, spiritual ancestors. So, you know, this is stuff that we all need to start to research, including supporting these people, because the only way that we're going to win is if all of our tribes come together as one. We cannot divide ourselves. You get what I'm saying? All of our different tribes that we come from, we have to come together. This is how we were before. This is how we lived. You know what I'm saying? We lived in a bartering system where we trade different foods and different cloths and different things like that. We have to learn to go back to the original laws of nature, or else we are right now we are being fed bullshit. They're talking about putting vaccines in fruits right now. You get what I'm saying? Y'all got to really pay attention to what's going on. Their whole purpose is to take you down. You're better, stronger together than you are apart. This is why they train you to hate each other, to hate the different shades of each other. They do this on purpose. It's the conditions of the mind. It's to break you. You read that book, the Black West, how they tortured a lot of them, how they was scraping their skin to see how far it would scrape their skin to get to the white meat. A lot of stuff that has happened to our people, you know, in history, and it's still there, you know, and it's still happening just in modern day time. It's like the natives all the way up in Alaska that were considered the water people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They went over there, invaded them first. Russia went over there, invaded them first. Then right after Russia, the Chinese or the Asians, they came in right after and started breeding them people out.
Exactly. Listen to what she said, breeding them out. You don't conquer the whole village.
Look, they're trying to do that right now with black people, with Nubian people. Y'all see, it's a lot of interracial going on where you got light skin. Yeah, they're trying to breed us out.
The neutrinoids is what we call them.
They doing it on purpose. And these girls, they over here talking about sugar daddies and sugar daddy this. Girl, they using you. You ain't nothing but a tool. You see Holly Berry, she done had a baby by this Caucasoid, and now he over here calling her nigga. Come on, man. If she thought that shit was gonna not, she thought she was excluded, honey, please. All they want is your blood. That's it. Y'all don't realize this is vampism happening right in front of our face. They want you for your blood, and that's it. Other than that, they don't need you for nothing. They need you to stay alive. They are dying. They are dying. The sun, we have entered another solar, the sun that entered our solar system. I'm sure y'all noticing how hot it is right now already. Y'all got to pay attention. When people talking about these moon cycles and stuff like that, what they don't realize is the ancient Egyptians were really talking about the different cycles of the sun.
Yep.
So when these different sun cycles come in, their whole purpose was to keep you in the house. This is why they told y'all, oh yeah, COVID, blah, 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 stay in the house, right? Reason why they was telling you to stay in the house, because you, as a melanated dominant person, what happens is when you go outside, that sun enters your body, and what happens is your body starts to adapt to the sun. Them Nubians you see out there that's dark like that, guess what? We tan just as dark. And the longer you stay out there, the darker you gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Your body adjusts to this environment. You are one with this environment. They're not. They need you so that they can live, so that they can live past these different sun cycles that's coming in right now. They need you to live past them. Other than that, their whole race is going to be gone within a certain amount of years. I mean, it's just, these are actual facts. You know what I mean? My father, and I travel the world just studying this stuff. When people ask me, oh, yo, why is you over here? Because I'm studying.
Yeah.
It ain't just money games. I go to museums. My father told me as a kid, don't believe me, do your research. So I thought to myself, damn, how my pop's gonna tell me something like that? Like, so in my mind, everything is do my research. So I did my research. So everywhere I travel, I do my research. I go to different places, find out about their history. Like this is something I went to Alaska. Got this video right here. You see how dark skin this native is? Come on, man. Y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
And this is from Alaska. So I definitely, the only way I could speak is if I got actual facts. So I go around the world doing my research. Heck, how about this? I went to Tahiti. There's land in Tahiti. There's over 100 islands in Tahiti that they do not allow them to step their foot on. That they let them come or there's a land, they let them come for a day. If anybody stayed past, any of these invaders stay past a day, they kill you. And these are still original Nubian people that are still occupying lands that that of course they're gonna make sure you don't have enough money to be able to access. You get what I'm saying? Because think about the way society is. They give you just enough money to keep your head above water and keep you busy running around, making them rich. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do nothing for your own family.
And won't realize what's actually happening.
Yeah, and it's happening right in front of our face. Hey, I have a Amorite friend that be like, I need you to come here with me because I know I can't go in the jungles of this, and they'll let you in. Like,
and let me
and
tell
you'll
y'all
see a
something.
video of me in the jungle, like la 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 la. Hey, I'm in the jungle of Costa Rica. You know what I'm saying? Where there's nothing but a whole bunch of real dark Nubians there. Great job of brainwashing people. Telling you. We gotta wake up.
They can't decide whether they're African, Native American. Listen,
no,
you're on American soil.
All of that. That's what and they try to confuse you with the different shades and the different complexions. This is why you go to Dominica and people like, no, I'm Dominican. Like, no, nigga, you are Nubian.
Yeah.
You a Nubian. And then you hear about it and you know that this is a fact because if the black woman creates the mitochondrial DNA, that means she can create all shades of people. The people that means that you can go from blue black all the way to my shade and a little lighter.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they started seeing the people that our ancestors were executing with anybody that was melanin recessive.
Albinos.
Meaning even if you were albino, you had to go.
Yep. That's where you get the story Yakub from. They cast him out, okay, when he started to produce albino children.
Yes. And They ran them off into the
Mm-hmm.
mountains where y'all see, if y'all look on the maps, y'all see there's Caucasus Mountains, not only in Europe, but also in Asia and India and all these different locations where they ran off these melon recessive people into these mountains. And this is where these people started inbreeding with different species of monkeys so that they could be able to sustain the sun, so they could come out here and continuously go back to raping our people. This is how a lot of people were created and don't even know it. And a lot of our people, what they don't realize is a lot of them are not mixed. A lot of them are still original blood. They just don't know that. They want you to think that you're not, that you're this. Oh, you're Dominican. This is how they segregate you. It's through colorism. It's a form of hate. You get what I'm saying? Where they teach you to hate your own people because, oh, they might have came from this location or they might have came from that location. Well, when you really start to think about, when you start to research the actual land itself, before all of the continental drifting happened, this whole land was one at one point. Or people were able to get across, you know what I'm saying, on their horses or their cattle and stuff like that without having to go through too much water. Y'all got to really pay attention.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. This series is to be continued. The voice of Uma York. Now we're running a 10K fundraiser for the master teacher. We're trying to raise $10,000 by June 26th, which is the master teacher's birthday. Right? If you want to help us out on that, what you would do is you would cash out Uma, the master teacher's daughter, right? At Uma's York LLC, right? And keep in mind, we working to get the master teacher out, and we need a couple funds to make a couple plays, right? On getting certain things pushed through and moved around, and certain travel expenses to go and get certain things filed. So if you want to help us out and you got love for the master teacher, man, show us some love. Also as well, if you want to get some exchange for your donation, what you would do is go to Google, type in www.umayork.com and go check out Uma's clothing line. She have a clothing line called Royalty Clothings by Uma York, right? She got a lot of fly stuff on there. She got shoes, hats, shirts, lingerie and things for the women. She got women and men's clothes, women and men's shoes. She got a lot of variety of things to pick from, stimulating around our anti-Kemetic side. So she got some fly shit. You're going to be see Young Elder rocking some of this shit here soon. Right? So you want to go check her out, like I said, at www.umayork.com. And like I said, we're going to have the links and everything in the descriptions to our Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and the clothing line. Plus, we also going to have the Cash App in the descriptions. So if you want to get at us and show us some love on the fundraiser, or you want to go and cop some of the hot drip, right? Show us some love. Peace. Wadu.